Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is PhoenixGlobal, and this is the Syzygy Network, bringing you some Season 1 highlights in League play. This particular game is actually a kill confirmed on the map Cargo, and we're just going to talk about, kind of what I did to get the win. We're going to talk about strategies that I used to be successful in this game type, because it can be hard. And we're going to talk about how, this game type is really hugely different than a lot of the other game types when it comes to playing by yourself and actually being successful. It's very hard, and you like that, by the way? Triple kill first 30 seconds. Anyway, so, but, let's talk. In the Mosh Pit series, and this is the Mosh Pit series, there's 4 different game types. You have to capture the flag, you have domination, you have hardpoint, and you have this game type, kill confirmed. And, by the way, I have, in the League Master series, a strategy video for all 4 game types, so feel free, go check it out. I got all 4 game types for you there. But in Kill Confirmed, it is distinctly different to try to get the win compared to all the other game types, and there's a reason for that. And it's just because of the way the objective is set up. When you're playing by yourself, especially, or even in a small party, it can be hard. It can be very hard to win Kill Confirmed versus all these other game types. And I've done it, because with me, and, a lot of times I'll play with just maybe one other person, and it's just 2 of us. We only make up a third of the team. And so this game type is really frustrating sometimes, because it's hard to control what's going on. Capture the flag, as long as you can get in and get the flag and come back, it really doesn't matter what your team is doing. And same for domination. In domination, most of the action, it revolves around the B flag. And so if you can get in there and control B, and especially if you look at the strategy video, we use tack insertions and, the placement of all of that. If you can get in on B and stay in on B, you can pretty much single-handedly, with 1 or 2 people, win the game, for the most part. And if the rest of your teammates dying, it really doesn't matter, again. And the same with hardpoint. You just got to control the hardpoint. You got to be pre-capping the hardpoints. If you can handle that, you're all set. You don't need your teammates necessarily. I mean, obviously, if you're playing against a party that's really good, well, that's going to suck. You're going to have issues. But in general, as long as the team is not ridiculous, you can pretty much pull together and get the win with 1 or 2 people. But Kill Confirmed, completely different. Kill Confirmed, if the rest of your teammates are dying, that's a problem. That's the whole objective, essentially. And so it's hard for you to, as a one-man army, run around and stop your whole team from dying. And so it can be very frustrating playing by yourself, trying to get the win. And you're going to see we end up getting the win and pulling ahead at the end. But especially now, the first few minutes, we're losing, we're winning, we're tied a little bit. It's hard. So, we're going to show you how we pulled ahead. And in this particular game, I am playing by myself. First of all, if you're playing with a full party, it's pretty straightforward. The strategy for playing with a full party is that you want to be moving in pairs. Some people like to do groups of 3. Pairs work perfectly fine. Anytime the team spawns in, they find each other, and they move in pairs. And that's really going to be the theme across no matter how many people you're playing with. You want to be moving in pairs or in groups, because it severely increases your probability of getting the kill. Because in most cases, if there's 3 of you and 1 of the other guy, that guy's going to die. Alright, he may take out 1 of you, he may take out 2 of you. But in general, he is going to die. And in Kill Confirmed, if you get the kill, and you can deny the other 2 and confirm that one, we're all set. That's the name of the game. So, and especially with a full party, if you can use a riot shield, that tends to be rather effective too, because, somebody has a riot shield thrown on their class, and they're running around in front of you, or they're running in on places, because a lot of times you'll see, like in this particular game, they really liked hanging out in this building. They just absolutely loved it to death, and we were actually almost losing in the beginning, because our team would just run in and get wiped out. And so, and you'll find that a lot, that people will just kind of hang out. So I got pissed, so I'm in here too now. But, so that's basically what happens, is if you can have somebody with a riot shield thrown on their class, if they're camping inside a building or whatever, you can have the riot shield guy go in first and kind of see where they're at, and even if he dies, you can kind of clean up the mess that happens at the end. But in general, even if you're running as a group and one of you has a riot shield, it works out because the guy can go in front of you or whatever, and he can distract people, and it works out well. Because a lot of times people see a riot shield, they have no idea what to do. And, you know, especially when it's a riot shield in conjunction with a whole group of people with guns. I mean, you know, you're going to die. The other team has to be running in packs at that point to even come close to being successful. So full party stuff is easy. But when it comes to a small party strategy, it's a little bit more difficult. You still want to try to emulate what you'd be doing in a full party. You want to stay together, move in a group of however big your party might be, try to at least pair up, and just not be too aggressive, because you have to keep in mind that there are going to be people on your team that are not in your party, so they're going to be doing their own thing, potentially dying, who knows. So you don't want to be too aggressive, and you still want to try to stay together. The only thing is, if you're playing in a small party of like 2 or 3 people, I wouldn't recommend using a riot shield at that point, because when it's a group that small, you really want to be getting everybody to get as many kills as possible. And with a riot shield, normally you don't get kills, per se, or a lot of them anyway. And so it can kind of, you know, detract from everything if you have a riot shield and you're not getting kills. So it only really works in bigger parties of like 5 or 6, and it's okay to have maybe 1 guy or so with a riot shield. You know, unless you're really good with them, like if you're epic with a riot shield, then whatever. I personally am not. But anyway, that's basically the strategy with a smaller party. But if you're playing by yourself, that's when things really get sticky. And so what you have to kind of do is, again, try to emulate what's going on in a full party situation. And see here, as you can see, I've officially taken control of that underbuilding, and because they just started pissing me off, and so, you know, eventually we broke in, took the building that they like to be in. I got a sentry gun in there now, and I have a death machine. And I don't know what that was. I don't know, I thought I was Superman for a second, but that did not work. But anyway, when you're playing by yourself, you want to be taking advantage of score streaks, which is number 1. And in this particular video, I was running UAV, I was running sentry gun, I was running death machine, and watch me go on a tear here. If these people were running as a pack, and these far back 3 people are, essentially, I mean, they just spawned in, but if they were running as a pack, the same essential result would have happened. You know, the death machine gives you that extra edge where you can just walk in and just wipe people out. So I would recommend using death machine. I've been using it a lot now on most of the game types, but this game type in particular, it's pretty useful. And so when you're playing by yourself, you definitely want to not be aggressive and try to get score streaks that'll help you and your team win, like UAVs and counter UAVs, to give your whole team that extra advantage, because your whole team, you know, can die if, you know, your whole team dying is a problem. In the other game types, it's not necessarily, but in this game type, definitely is. So any help you can give your team is good. But also, the number 1 thing I would recommend is, when you spawn in, just find a teammate, any teammate, and just follow them around. Alright, because it's not like you can, a lot of times if they're not communicating, you can't really be like, hey, you know, follow me around. So, you know, let him do his thing, you can follow him around. And if he dies, you can clean up his mess, or, you know, vice versa. Hopefully. But, you know, so in general, that's what I would do playing by myself. A lot of times you want to try to spawn in, you want to try to pair up, find where the teammates are, be with them, at least one of them. And also, if that doesn't work, I don't really use the tactical insertion too much in Kill Confirmed, and not really in this gameplay either. But sometimes, if you're trying to keep one part of the map like under control, attack insertion can be helpful in that particular case. And I've had plenty of cases, though not in this video, where my own tack insertion basically has my back. Where, you know, if I'm not running as a pair, I'm playing by myself, I'll kill a guy, and then maybe somebody else kills me, but then I spawn right back in, and I'm able to kill him. So you kind of are able to help yourself in that way, but the tactical insertion's not too helpful in this particular game type. But either way, That's really kind of what you want to be doing. But basically, so there you have it. How to go about winning on Kill Confirmed. Stay tuned for more strategy and gameplay videos coming soon. I'm PhoenixGlobal, and I'm out.